What's going on, guys? Mad Hatter here. Glad to be back after that winter. Wasn't too bad, but anyway, today I'm going to be installing my Yoshimura Alpha 3/4 exhaust system. Originally was just going to get the Aero mid pipe, but between time it took to get to me and looking at the Alpha system that came out, I really decided that was probably the better system for me. I got a full Yosh system on my R3. Decided, why not? We'll stick with the Yosh theme on the bikes and keep getting this. I'll have two Yamahas with two Yoshes. Let's get a before comparison so we can see what she sounds like now. Bike is already warmed up. That's up to about $8,000. So a lot of the time in the videos I've already done the process. So I already know what tools we're going to be needing. But for this one, we're going to go over the tools as we need it, and as always, there'll be a list in the description for what you're actually going to end up needing. But for the most part, it looks like you're just going to need basic hand tools. Yeah, so let's get into this. So first thing that we're going to need is we want to loosen the muffler mount. For which it is going to be a 6mm. Not back right. Nope. Welded on the back. Just loosen that. And then under here, it's going to be a 5. And that is going to be our clamp for holding the muffler onto the exhaust. So got that nice and loose. Gotta grab our 6 again. Want to support the muffler as we're doing this. Alright, that's free. Make sure the washer comes with it. Not sure if we're reusing that or not. And if you loosen that enough, that should just come off. It's just a pinched band clamp. So, I'm going to take our OEM muffler, set that aside. Now for the part that I've never really done before. I got to get the cables off of the exo valve, and I have I've got a servo buddy to replace the servo up in the tailpiece, which means maybe finally I'll actually be able to have a little bit of a trunk. So that was my one big complaint when I got this bike, was there's really no storage area in the back. R3, it's got a little tank, little area, but it's something. It's there. It exists. This bike, there's literally nothing. I don't know if Yamaha wanted you to be forced to buy the saddlebags or something, but yeah. So no storage compartment in the back of this bike. This is going to be a 10mm that I've been using. That's kind of warm. No shit, Matt. It's a fucking exhaust system. Alright, so there's going to be one cable. We are going to be actually removing these completely from the bike. These are not going to be reused. Alright. So that is neither the easiest nor most graceful process ever. But I spread that up because it's just a lot of being able to get, a quarter of a turn max on the bolts to do it. So Now, let's see if we can figure out where those cables go up into the tail. I'll show you where they come up to. See if we can figure it out from the reverse side. Set that aside. So what they do is they come up to this guy here, which looks like he's actually just rubber banded in there. Hey, look at that, he is. Cool. There we go. It's not these, is it? Is it these? Did I luck out? Hey, it is these. Cool. So these are gonna over like that. There's a little U-bolt, you can pull them out from there. Let's see how. Oh, I might have to pull. Gotta pull the rear set off, it looks like, which isn't too bad. It's just going to be 2 bolts on that one. And that'll actually give us more access overall. I think these are Loctited in. Holy crap. Yep, definitely Loctited in from the factory. Oh, and they go back in. We will Loctite them as well. There. Let's pull that off a little bit there. Then we can get that up to there. And then we'll just pull this guy off, make things easier. Just gonna remove the rear brake fluid reservoir. Sorry, should have said this earlier. The rear set mounting bolts were 6mm, and this guy is 5mm. All of these guys that were coming off that exhaust solenoid were also 5mm. Little guy like this, I'm not gonna really worry about the torque spec on it. Just gonna get it more or less snugged for now. I want to get the rear set bolts on. Those, for ease of getting to other things, I'm gonna leave off for now. So we'll come back to those. I'll get a torque value and everything. Alright, let's finish getting these cables up and out if we can. Alright, so it looks like both of these are straight type. So we'll take our Phillips screwdriver, remove this top cover off. You just coarse thread screws into plastic, so these will be easy. Probably not even really a torque spec on these if you're like me and want to put everything back when you're done. So there's that. Hang on to all of that for now. Just pull those guys out straight. So that is step 1. That was actually probably going to be the hardest part. Looking back at this now. So now, next thing I think I'm going to tackle are these O2 sensors, which look like they go up somewhere behind this frame. So in that case, I'm just going to take my 17 millimeter. Crack it loose. What do I got for wire colors? The blue on that side. You can fish it, you can find out where the wires go, disconnect the wire and everything. I'm not really going to bother. I'm just going to figure out how many turns it takes. So it'll put a little bit of stress on the wires, but then it'll, when it comes out, it'll release. And then when we go to put it back in, we'll preemptively put that many turns just about on it, so that when it's in and torqued down, there'll be no stress on the wires. So I'm just going to use, because it's 2 black, 1 white, and 1 blue, I'm just going to use the blue as my example. Almost 7. Do the same on the other side. I'll do that off camera. It's the same exact process. For this mounting, it's going to be a 6 millimeter. I don't know if I said it, but that O2 sensor is a 17. Alright, I'm only going to loosen that one. Again, there's another one on the other side. I will do that off camera. Oops. Good job, Matt. Actually, I don't need the extension for that one. So we got these 2 exhaust clamps up here. These are both 10 millimeter. Try to not do what I just did, and like as you're doing this, like hit the oh, good lord. As soon as that's loose, a little bit like that, I'll go a little bit more. There we go. Alright guys, there's one thing I wanted to point out on this side. You are going to have these 2 wire clamps that are going to be holding the wire for the O2 sensor, for the oil pressure switch, I believe, and then your vent and drain hoses. So I've gone ahead and disconnected everything on this side. I can leave that there, leave that there. There's only one other thing that I forgot about on this side. I did to get it. I got the Burzig center stand. I had to get this. I had to get it off that to the other side. There's another bolt kind of buried in there. It's another T6. And once that's out and loose, this should be a lot. Oh yeah, that's a lot freer. So I'm holding this up with my hand so it doesn't just drop. Grab it good from underneath. Wiggle it up and down. I'm wiggling up and down with this hand, and with this hand I'm pushing toward the rear wheel of the bike to kind of dislodge it. You can see it moving. Almost there. And there we go. There's your, make sure the gaskets stay in there. That is your OEM catalytic converter muffler box thing off an FZ10. Look at how much room for activities there are. Alright, let's put this guy on. Yeah, we'll put you on first. I think that's supposed to go on just as far. Well, my GoPro died, so I lost a little bit. I'll just briefly go over what happened while the GoPro was dead. So both of these got on. It actually worked better to get them both on and installed as a pair. There's a bracket on them that actually is what the mounting bolt goes into. that if you actually put them on together and put the bracket together and everything, they go on a lot better. And then this guy got on, I had to just kind of pull the pipe a little bit, and then as it gets on, it kind of works better. Just had to have to give it a light tap to get it down at the very end. It went on most of the way very easily. At the factory level, they use the red Loctite. I'm using the blue because A, it's all I have, and B, it works enough. It's not like the blue's not gonna hold it. And then the blue makes it so, you know, I can actually get the things out again later on if I need to. There we go. Don't know if I said it already, but these get torqued to 20 foot-pounds. There we go. Those are all remounted. Now I'm actually going to take this and set this back down to 14. We'll get to Y in a minute. I got this guy set to 7. We'll get to Y in a minute. Just going to take this hardware here. Not tightening that yet. Alright, let's get this muffler on here. See, what we want to do is we want to have this on there. Find that can slide down. Take our nut. Take our bolt. We want the bolt. Goes bolt, washer, rear set hanger, muffler bit, and then the supplied nut from Yoshimura. Alright, so there's a specific order that we're supposed to torque things. So, torque muffler, mount bolt to factory spec. Easy enough. This is why I have this one set to 14, because that's what the spec is for this one. I wonder if I can... Cool, I do not need to hold the nut on the back. Lock nut for the win. Torque numbers 5 and number 8 to 6 foot-pounds, which is exactly why I have this guy here. I feel like that should be sitting on there more than that, but oh well. Okay, this is gonna take a minute. Alright, that is 6 foot-pounds. And those guys are 5 mils. So I need the adapter as well. These should already be somewhat close to being tight. forever. Alrighty. I always like putting it so that you can see the Yoshimura logo on the little rubber isolator. You don't have to. It's kind of just like an added little bit, and so that it faces the right way. Torque mid-pipe chassis bolt to factory spec. That's going to be our going to be our bolt down in there again. So I already put the supplied nut on the back of. Reinstall the stock O2 sensors. Remember we had, let's look, a little bit of twist in there. Let me get all twist out. Okay. Started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll start with that. So now, and this fully gets cinched down by the wrench that's on the other side. There should be no slackage in the cable at all. There's also a torque spec, but I do not have the O2 sensor socket that's this size, so I cannot actually torque it. So we'll do the universal torque spec of Gudentite. Check for clearances, make sure nothing's gonna hit anything anywhere it shouldn't. Before we start it up, we have 2 more things we gotta do. One, we're gonna install our little servo buddy. Just literally gonna do this, and then, oh, come on, clip in there. Clip, done. We'll just tuck that out of the way like so. And I didn't get as much room in there as I thought. Last thing we gotta do now is I got some wax and tire remover, basically just remove all the removes oils and waxes and things like that. It's actually a really good paint prep. Get a paper towel nice and wet with it. We want to wipe down the exhaust, because if there's any of your oils from your hand or anything like that on there, when it gets hot that first time, it'll basically etch itself into the metal. And no one wants to see that in their brand new exhaust. So wipe it down really good. Turn it over. Make sure there's no because wax and tire remover technically isn't supposed to dry on the surface of whatever you're cleaning, but even if it has, I've never had an issue with it. Yeah, so that's going to complete the installation of the Yoshimura Alpha 3/4 exhaust system on my 2017 FZ10. And here's the part most people have been waiting for, including me. I'm very excited for this. So, fire in the hole. It took a while, so the engine did cool down a bit. So I gotta wait for it to warm up for a rev it. I just don't want it to stay low. Before I actually rev it. But yeah, this is, it does come with the DB killer. I do currently have the DB killer installed. I don't know if you can see it in the, just in a little crevice of the pipe there. Just want to put my hand around all the joints. Make sure I don't have any leaks or anything. Nothing, everything's just coming right out the back. Oh, that sounds nice. It's definitely a lot lower, a lot more grumble, growl to it. I'm very excited to get out, get on the road and hear that cross-plane sound. I do have coming up soon. I hope you guys already checked out my. I did a quick little. I don't want to call it a teaser video because I actually showed you. Basically, a video of the sound of the new exhaust. I say I've already done it, even though you just watched me install the exhaust, because I put that one out first, and then put this one out. So if you check that one out, that one's already got startup, rev, and some first ride impressions of it. This is the actual DIY of it.